from the back of the line in Asheville, North Carolina, near the U.S. Cellular Center. Joe, give me a word of encouragement here, a text message. But I think it's all working out fine. I'm using the MiFi. Thank you for your service, man. You want to be the first person to talk to the Right Side Broadcasting Network pregame show. We love our veterans. Oh, you watch us? Hold on. I'm getting a message that we're not seeing anything yet, but well, maybe we are. Hopefully Joe will let me know that he is seeing it, and you are going to be the first person. Thank you for your service again, and talk to me.
We're great supporters of Donald Trump. Veterans' lives
What's your name, first of all?
Gerald Rogers.
We're not big media. We take our time, especially with our vets. What brought you out here today?
To support Donald Trump.
Okay. And yesterday was not necessarily a big day for veterans, but a day that veterans definitely think about, September 11th. And you were in Desert Storm, I can see.
Yes.
Hi. Hello.
My wife is also a veteran.
I'm also a female veteran.
Yeah, we met in 1991 when I came back from Desert Storm in the Army at Fort Gordon, Georgia. And we've been together 25 years.
Congratulations.
We watched our country fall apart since we fought Desert Storm.
Yeah, what do you think of all that? What are your thoughts 15 years after 9/11, for example?
Well, we started it back in 91. Mm-hmm. It was our fault. We would have bought the oil from anybody.
Right.
You know, it don't matter who had the oil. We would have still bought it. Mm-hmm. You know, we ended up supporting Saudi Arabia.
Right.
You know,
source of all evil.
Well,
a lot of it.
When we were there for Desert Shield, they've ordered us to.
For example.
Well, we started it back in 91. Mm-hmm. It was our fault. We would have bought the oil from anybody.
Right.
You know, it don't matter who had the oil. We would have still bought it. Mm-hmm. You know, we ended up supporting Saudi Arabia.
Right.
You know,
source of all evil.
Well,
a lot of it.
When we were there for Desert Shield, they've ordered us to.
For example. For example. All right, we're going to be live in a second. Adam Taxon hopefully back on, but I'm getting a sign that's saying we're having issues with no data. I don't know. I'm going to turn off my MiFi. Maybe that's the problem. Joe, if you're watching, can you tell me if this is going okay? It should be. I just don't know. But this isn't interesting to talk about with the for the audience. Joe, are we getting a signal?
You guys here. I've got to have you.
Okay, that was my fault. My fault. Let's go over here. Okay. Are we getting a signal or not? All right. I don't know. It's on. We are on. How do you like that? So now you can talk to Right Side Broadcasting a little bit. What are your names?
Mine's Wesley.
Wesley? Haley? Dakota. Nice to meet you. We're going to just do a little live streaming from here if that's okay. You got to do it right here. They're very by the book here in Asheville. Okay, Wesley, Dakota, and Haley. All right, how old are you all?
I'm 13.
You're 13. You're big for 13.
I know.
16? 20. Okay, so we got some young people. I don't know. Is that Generation Y? I don't know. Millennials, post-millennials. What's it like being young in a liberal place like Asheville and supporting Donald Trump? Are you even from here, or did you drive somewhere?
We live in a conservative place, but we just came here to Asheville because we heard
You heard Trump was coming. What conservative place do you live? I'm just moving you closer to the mic because of the crowd.
It's in Kaiser, North Carolina, which is like 30 minutes away from
What's it
Shelby.
called?
Kaiser,
Hazer.
which is 30 minutes away from Shelby.
Okay. I don't really know it, but we need all North Carolina votes.
It's about 2 hours away from Asheville.
Is it a rural area?
Yeah.
And are you brothers, sisters, friends?
They're brothers. I'm
Enemies?
friends with them.
Okay.
That's my friend.
And, well, 13. We don't usually get someone that young talking to us. But what are your thoughts going into the Trump rally?
Oh man, I think it's awesome.
Yeah? Have you seen him before?
No, I haven't seen him in real life, but I've been all over him online. I mean, I watch almost every rally.
You do?
Every broadcast.
And you watch on RSBN, you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm subscribed to y'all.
I have to tell you, in the audience, these three passed me on the street, and they acted like they recognized me, and I forgot who I was. You know, this whole mini celebrity thing is a little new to me, so I was just like, oh, some nice young people. I forgot, oh wait, they may recognize me for RSBN. But we just cleared that up right now. Either that or they told me a good story and got themselves right on RSBN. No, I'm just kidding. What are the issues people, your peers, who I assume a lot of them are for Trump too, what do they think about most? Illegal immigration, ISIS, Hillary's crookedness? What do you find people talking about?
The problem with my age group is if I go to school and talk about Trump, I get hate all over.
Even in a rural area in North Carolina?
Yes, even
really?
in the most rural area, you still get hate. People telling you that Hillary is better, you know, Bernie for college, which I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You think an area like that would be Trump, but it's not.
I did. Probably a lot of viewers are disappointed to hear that right now.
Yeah.
More people in like high schools, because I go to a high school, more people are for Trump there.
They've grown up a little bit.
Yeah, more people are for Trump, but there's still like a bunch of liberals there too.
What are liberals like in your rural area?
Well, most of them are for Bernie. I don't see a lot of Hillary supporters. Maybe I see like maybe 4 Hillary supporters in my school that I know of.
Are they angry females, generally?
Actually, there's one that's a male.
Really? Is he male, biologically male, or?
No, he's biologically.
Okay, yeah, okay, just
He's
making
just
sure.
a big liberal.
He's just liberal. Okay,
Yeah.
someone has to be different. Let me guess, he's not that great at sports?
Well, he's very smart though.
He's smart. Oh, he's so much smarter than all you rubes, I guess.
But I mean, yeah, he's very smart. But like I have a real big interest in government, so like I took AP government and politics, and I'm just really
Wait,
excited
AP
about
and you're 16. That's impressive.
AP, yeah. But yeah, I'm taking an AP class in government, and I really like it.
You don't have any teachers who try to indoctrinate you, do you?
No, I'm pretty sure they have a political opinion.
Uh-oh, he begs to differ.
Well, I have a couple teachers at my school. I'm not going to name the school, but every time I talk about Donald Trump, I have a teacher who supports Bernie Sanders.
Still, he dropped out like 2
Yes.
months ago.
I mean,
they're
he's
still
still he still supports his political.
Oh, wait, we have a sombrero. Hey, can I talk to you a second? I was at south of the border, not far from here. And did you get that at south of the border on I-95?
I got it in Arizona.
Okay, it's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Free Pedro.
Anyways, and I have a teacher. This is 7th grade, by the way. I'm 8th grade right now. And in 7th grade, I had 2 teachers for all 4 of my classes. And one of my teachers was, well, actually both of them are liberal. And you think they would be Republican.
But my shirt matches the mask.
So I talked about Trump.
My shirt matches the mask.
Want to come in and talk to us too?
Yeah,
You seem to really want to get on there with the mask. You can just be yourself. No, we like your face. Your face. You're just as good looking. What brings you out here today?
I support Trump.
What do you like about Trump?
He's gonna build a wall.
Oh, you like the wall.
I like walls. Walls interest me.
What about walls? You want to go into construction yourself?
Nah, I just like walls. I like seeing a big wall.
You like Pink Floyd, The Wall?
Sure.
You don't know that. How about the Green Monster in Fenway Park in Boston?
I don't know.
You just like walls.
I just like
But
walls.
would you have liked it in East Germany way back then when they had a wall that kept people in communist
I have
East
no
Berlin?
idea about that.
Checkpoint Charlie.
People out, not
The wall.
in.
Oh, okay. You I want to talk to. All right.
Why? Because I'm so good looking, or because I'm smart?
Well, both. I mean, well, we've already established that you're good looking. Now let's hear how you're smart. Let's talk about Hillary. Because as a woman, don't you feel obligated? And I'm going to go on this side because you're so good looking that I want to have good
Wanna get the
lighting.
good angle?
Yes, right. No, we're with the good media. We're Right Side Broadcasting.
Okay, good.
Okay. We love our good-looking women on Right Side Broadcasting Network, as Trump would say. So Hillary Clinton, don't you feel compelled to support her? And you can stick around for this one too,
I was gonna say,
as a
there was
female,
another female
because she's so historic. I mean, assuming she's still on the ticket.
Yeah, I don't feel obligated to vote for anyone. I vote for the smart decision, right? And the uncorrupt person, the person who doesn't lie every other word that they say, and
The person who doesn't fall down at 9/11 ceremony?
that's not relevant to me. That's not going to help
I don't think
her,
she's fit
in my
enough to be
opinion.
president. I think she has a lot of health issues.
Yeah, she gets elected, she's just going to collapse. I mean, all the pressure and all the work of being president, it's not fit for her.
Yeah. We're getting a consensus of that. I want to go back to the woman who's not only good looking but smart here. Are you a North Carolinian?
I'm Nashvilleian.
Oh, Nashvilleian.
Ashevillean.
Ashvilleian, I'm sorry. Oh, forgot where I was again. Nashville's not that far. So
I was in Nashville over the weekend.
Yeah, well,
A lot
it's
more
what,
Trump
3 hours
supporters
from here?
there. Almost 4.
Asheville is very liberal, right? It's probably the most liberal part of North Carolina.
It is extra
what my
liberal,
teacher said.
especially like in the town and in the city, which is where we are right now.
I don't know how vocal you are, but what's it like supporting Trump here, or does everyone kiss your butt because you're so good looking?
They do not kiss
Okay.
my butt for being good looking
Okay.
because they don't like my political views. In fact, I do have a Trump sign in front of my house that I put up last night,
Right.
after dark, and only for today because honestly, I mean, I'm afraid of vandalization and having my car keyed.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that much of an issue
yeah.
here in Asheville.
It really is.
Are they angry? Are they bitter? Or is it like...
They really are, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there are really nice Democrats and socialists
Right.
in this country, but they do not want to hear from my side, our side.
There are people who vote Democrat, and there are people who live Democrat who like to harass Republicans. There may be plenty of Democrats down south, but they don't necessarily get in your face. And I was talking to someone from LA who said he actually sees Hillary signs, which you don't see much. You want to come in and talk?
No, there aren't any Hillary signs here. I don't know who would vote for Hillary. I could understand somebody, I guess, who's voting for Bernie because of their ideals and all that stuff. But if somebody who gets behind Hillary has to be a certain kind of stupid. She's just so corrupt. And the foundation and the lies and Benghazi and the email scandal, and it's just that it never
If you had to say
she
the
can't
top-
tell any truth.
if
She
you
can't
had-
even tell the truth about her health, which isn't
It's really
relevant. Like,
Well, it may have gotten them in a bind. I mean, and anyone else can jump in here too, because she's lied about it so much that now if she tries to tell the truth, it's like, why didn't you tell us you had pneumonia? And if you had pneumonia, why did you hug that little girl yesterday? Pass it on.
yeah.
Okay, so I have a grandma, and she's actually a Hillary supporter.
Can you speak up just a little bit or come closer?
Oh, I said I have a grandma, and she's
Thank you.
actually a Hillary supporter, and she lives in Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and she's a paralegal, and she's like a big fan of Hillary. She's a liberal. And then one day she asked me, "Who do you want to be for president?" And I was like, "Oh God." well, so I said I want Trump for president, and then she was like, wait, what? And so she started arguing. It's like, how can you like Trump? And then she brought up the bankruptcy thing, and she's like, don't you know he had like 4 bankruptcies? And I had to explain to her that was Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And then she shut up after that.
Oh, you got her.
Yeah, I got her.
Held her own. All right, well, it was really nice talking to you all. I'm going to go toward the front of the line and talk to the woman who gave us a nice contribution before, if I can find her. Mary Cruz was her name.
The contribution is to get him in.
That's one kind of contribution. We like that kind also. But we like our contributions to RSBN. But we do like the contribution. Yeah, oh, wait. Oh.
God, RSBN. I've watched all the rallies on RSBN. I love
You have?
I love
Well, we
it.
love to hear that. And we
Oh
love
my
your hat, by the way,
God,
too.
Thank you. How about this?
1/2017, yeah.
Counting down. for
Here's a
me.
question. What will be the last day Hillary Clinton is a candidate for the campaign? That's something that's on everyone's mind.
Today?
Yeah,
Tomorrow?
who knows? Anyone have any thoughts on the latest few days? I mean, we love Trump, but Trump has not been the candidate in the news the last 48 hours.
Right.
What do you all think about the way Hillary has hid her health issues from people? I mean, now it's like, oh, I just have pneumonia. The story changes every day.
Don't trust anything she says. Nothing.
You don't, but do you even believe she has pneumonia?
Well, maybe I don't know. I think there's something a lot more serious.
There we go. That's
Look
our
at that.
first basket of deplorables sign we've seen. I imagine it won't be the last one. Now, what kind of tiger is that on your head? That's not an Auburn tiger.
It's a Mizzou.
Mizzou tiger.
I'm missing the Steelers tonight.
You're missing the Steelers tonight. Why? What time's the game start?
9,
But that's 7, isn't it?
6.
6. So why are you missing the
Traffic.
Steelers? Oh, you think it'll be that bad? Okay. All right. We like sending a message to Washington, and I guess the Steelers may do so in a different way today.
I hope so.
Yeah, so you're sending a message to Washington 2 ways tonight. All right, nice talking to you all.
You too.
How about
Keep
it,
up
guys?
the
Look
good
at
work.
Thank you. Wait, say that once more on here.
Please keep up the good work.
We'll do our best. Thank you for your support. What shirt is this? This is one we have not seen yet. Crooked Hillary. Email Benghazi. We're going to give you some publicity. Sniper Fire, Travelgate, Whitewater, Monica Lewinsky, Clinton Foundation 2016 DNC scandal. What's your bestseller these days?
Anything.
Anything? Do you mind if we were live streaming what you are selling? All right, the hats are going over well because it got hot out here today. Yeah, sort of. All right, we're going to go work our way to the front of the line, see if we can run into our friend from before. I don't know. This man's wearing a jacket and tie. Wow. Okay, where is Mary Cruz? Jason Varitek we have. I think this is where I was before. A woman found me here and gave me a contribution. Now, I'm generally a little loose here, but let's ask this woman. Love all. Could we have a word with you for a second? You don't have to do a soundbite. I'm actually going to let you live stream to thousands of people. You want your message to get out, right?
Oh, it depends. What is it for?
RSBN. We're at the beginning of the telecast, so it's probably not our maximum audience yet. But tell us about yourself.
Well, I am here
Okay.
to show what a loving and peaceful place Asheville truly is.
Okay. A lovely and peaceful.
Place Asheville really is.
Okay. And is that something in regard to Trump, or are you just saying like, hey, Asheville's cool, check it out?
No, Asheville is cool, but I feel like, just like Mother Teresa said, she would not protest against war.
I'm going to
She
just
would
get better
only-
lighting on you. Sorry.
Yeah, she would only stand for peace.
Okay.
So I'm for love and for peace.
Okay. And who do you think should most hear that message? Would you like ISIS to be watching this and say, guys, chill out? You know.
I don't.
Just peace in general.
I'm just for love. That's
I guess
all
you're
have
not
to say.
you're not getting any opposition, are you? All right. Right side, you know us. First of all, we always have to go straight to the lock her up, except Hillary looks a lot better than she does in real life. Lock up airbrushed Hillary, apparently, because she does not look like that anymore, especially this weekend.
She went down real quick though.
Yeah, she did. I mean, she didn't look that good anytime recently, but I'm not supposed to talk about women's appearance on this. I got a message from the chat room, and I keep putting my finger up. Who are you guys? And you're besides familiar with Right Side Broadcasting Network?
Yeah, well, we watched the stream on YouTube through the right side all the time.
We
watch
appreciate-
just about every Trump rally, so.
Great.
And of course, we watch live satellite news because they crack us up.
Are you from Asheville?
Yes, we are.
Okay, it's a pretty liberal place, isn't it?
It is. Very.
How do you survive here?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of open-minded people here, a lot of like Bernie Sanders type liberals, you know. So I haven't found a lot of Clinton supporters around here, to be honest.
That's something we found out. I did talk to a guy in California who said he sees a lot of Clinton signs in like the Valley, San Fernando Valley near LA, but I've traveled around a lot. I don't see anything. Do you think she will even be the candidate? That's something, and do we even want that? I mean, would Biden be a little bit tougher for Trump to beat? He doesn't have as much baggage.
I believe Trump has it all the way, but no matter who, because the country wants a change. They're ready. They're seeing Donald come around, and they're seeing people are beginning to realize Donald Trump is who he says he is, and he's got the message we need for America. Joe Biden doesn't have it. Elizabeth Warren doesn't have it. Bernie Sanders doesn't have it.
Right.
They just want more of the same, more of the same. We need a change.
What do you think of the Republican Party establishment? And we need our establishment Republicans to vote for Trump too and get on board. So I'm not trying to give you a loaded question there, but I am genuinely curious.
It's disappointing, you know. Well, but you have to understand they are part of that beast that's the establishment. And, you know, they're just doing what...
Build that wall.
Yeah.
They're just doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, that's their puppet masters are controlling them, and they're just dancing the way they're supposed to. So I don't expect any. I didn't expect Bush to support Trump. Why would he?
Right.
You know. So I'm kind of glad to see it. That lets me know Trump's on the right. When them guys start supporting people, it kind of maybe will scare me.
Gotcha. You anything you want to add?
Yeah. I like what Trump's doing. A lot of young people, I feel like, have got him twisted. They don't
How old are you?
understand. I'm 19.
Okay.
So, you know, I know a lot of people in, you know, my high school that I went to. I'm not in high school anymore, but whenever this first started, you know, coming out, all these kids were like, he's racist and stuff. They're just seeing what, you know, the news is saying, what everybody else is saying, and they're not.
You ever come back and say Mexican is not a race, it's a country?
Exactly. It's just, you know, people got him twisted, and they just don't understand. They don't know the facts of what the real situation is. Trump's a good guy. He wants what's best for America, and I feel like he's going to do great things, you know.
Any thoughts about like just the sheer level of corruption that we're learning about with Hillary Clinton, that she basically used the State Department as a pay-for-play scheme?
Well, I mean, it's obvious to anybody that is honest with themselves that Hillary is corrupt through and through. We've known this from the beginning, all the way back from the 80s, really, and before maybe. And, you know, it's just coming out. It's kind of a weird thing to see it come to a head now. It's like all these years we've been talking about it, you know, people who knew and have studied even all the way back to Oklahoma City and the different things. And, we just knew it was going to come out eventually, and thank God it finally has.
We knew it would come out, it's just we weren't sure what the details would be.
Yeah, and I'm glad, you know, there's a shirt that I've seen around here that says, Trump, finally someone with balls. You know?
That's the one that is from the YouTube channel of Red Pill Philosophy or something.
Pill, yeah.
Yeah, you watched that too.
And, you know, it's true. Finally, someone has balls enough to call the Clintons out on their garbage and to call Obama out on his garbage, call the Republicans out on their garbage, and say, hey, we can make a change. We just got to do it.
Well, really nice talking to you guys. Make America great again. Hello, hey. Okay, now my friends from before. Mary. Oh, wait, Mary, I know you like low profile, but we have to give you credit. Mary right here. Mary, what's your last name again?
Cruz.
Now, you're not a liar, though, right?
No.
Mary Cruz here, and that is spelled C-R-U-Z rather than Tom's Way. She found me, and she said, I have something for you. I have a check. And in fact, we tweeted a picture together about 2 hours ago.
And you looked very scared when I saw you at first, because you weren't sure what I was going to do.
I wasn't scared. I think I was caught off guard. Like a couple people recognized me, and I forgot where I was before. And I said, oh yeah, wait, they recognize me from Right Side Broadcasting. Well, we're so appreciative of you, and we're appreciative of all our sponsors. I want to add that, and you know, right before.
I'm appreciative of all you have done, and it's not easy for me to be giving donations. And I just want you to know it's really impactful and important to me and to those who know me. What a great job y'all are doing.
Let me ask you what you like most. Is it the fact that you simply can watch the Trump
I simply
streams?
can watch when I want to watch, and it's not pieces and bites. It's the whole program, and it's you yourself walking and showing the people,
Right.
showing the crowds, which they're not showing on media. So for me, it's a representation of truth and a movement that is covering the country and is not being publicized or shown on any of the other broadcast networks.
Yeah, you know, it's as if they don't want people to see. I've been at a lot of places where there are 5 protesters and they give them a lot of coverage, but it's as if the media has something against ordinary Americans, the kind of Americans who fight wars and basically built this country. Let's be honest here. I am a second-generation immigrant, so it's a little bit different for me, but it's like they don't want people to see that they're just normal, nice people you ought to be around. They have an agenda. Normal people often don't like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, there's quite a few people here that there may not necessarily be 100% for Trump, but they're 100% against Hillary. And so for that reason, they're here. And we're all of one mind. We're all harmonious here. We all have come with the same heart. It's moral issues, and we're standing on the moral issues.
You know, what moral issues are you particularly talking about? Is it abortion? Is it the sort of thrust of stuff, which I'll use the term, is just plain perverted in our high schools and elementary schools?
Our country has changed. A lot of people are not willing to realize how badly our country has changed. It's hard to recognize any of our towns anymore. They're different. For myself, I'm self-employed quite a while, and I've watched from when I was first employed, there were so many people that were willing to work and they were respectful. Now it's very difficult to find people that want to work, that are respectful, and I pay a very decent wage, but it's very, very difficult. It gets more difficult.
Are you talking about the younger
year.
people?
Yes.
And
between 20 and 35.
you know what is ironic, and I shouldn't say this necessarily, it doesn't necessarily go with Trump's message, but a lot of people will say, including friends of mine who are all conservative, down in the Daytona Beach area, a lot of Israelis, I'm Jewish, work in beach shops, and he says, you know, the white Americans don't have the work ethic that the Mexicans do. He said, he said that's often the case.
Because the Mexicans, once they're here for 2 to 3 years,
Oh,
they
yeah.
change. And they start getting
Oh, really? You've noticed that?
An entitlement attitude. Yes, and I hear the stories of them getting on the government dole and getting free money and not having to work, and they're illegal. And I don't understand how come the loopholes
Where are your
so
facts
big.
on that?
Wait.
Where are your facts on that?
Well, she's talking from personal experience.
I'm married to a first generation.
Do you mind if we get this online? I mean, okay.
Where are your facts?
Wait, the camera's here. The camera's here.
After 2 years, no, I'm talking to her. After 2 years, they all become freeloaders? Where are your facts on that?
They don't, because they worked for
all
me,
Mexicans.
that's all I know.
All Mexicans.
No, I'm very pro-Hispanic. I'm very pro. My last name is Cruz.
Okay. But where's your facts on that?
I think she's talking from personal experience.
Personal experience.
So you've met all illegal immigrants.
She didn't say all. She said her personal
Then
experience.
why would that even be an issue if to
Are
say
you
that?
voting for Trump? Because I'm
Hell
asking.
no.
Okay, thank you. That
Hell
answers
no.
it. I'm asking
Why would I vote for a racist?
Actually, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What bothers you most about Trump's treatment of blacks?
Treatment of African Americans?
Yeah.
I mean, just.
Which specific incidents?
I mean, just the general conversation. You know.
Okay. So,
Like-
what would you say to Mike Tyson, who gave someone on the Huffington Post a stare down when he
we
was
talking about
questioning
Mike
his work?
Tyson?
Yeah. Well, Mike Tyson's African American. I'm saying there are
What's
plenty
that
of
to do with
African American celebrities who say P. Diddy just disendorsed Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
I mean, are they wrong? What do you know that they don't?
For president.
Right, but I'm saying
not
a lot of African Americans do support Trump. Are they deluded? What would you like to tell Terrell Owens or Mike Tyson?
For them. I can't speak for them. I can speak for my
Okay,
own.
but I'm asking you one specific thing Trump has done against African Americans. I think we know Mexicans are not a race, but we know what Trump has done. That it's well established.
Mexicans aren't a race.
Mexicans are not a race. Mexico is a country. What does Vicente Fox look like Fernando Valenzuela to you?
How is that not a race?
Mexicans, you're saying Mexicans are a race.
It's a race of people.
Okay. The human race. Well, I can't argue with that. The human race. So Mexicans, you're saying, are a specific race. So Vicente Fox is the same race as Fernando Valenzuela.
That's not what we're talking about.
What?
Like, that's not what we're talking about.
Well, you just questioned me because you asked me. I said Mexicans are not a race. I mean, there are a lot of people of particular races within Mexico, but it's a mix.
That's a whole different subject because some people believe that there's only 2 true races in the world, which come from African descent, which come from Caucasian descent. So that's like a completely different.
But what about Asians?
Well, that's.
I mean, you can make a case that
we're not arguing.
That would be 3.
We're not arguing that.
Okay.
We're talking.
And the Aborigines 4.
Okay. I mean, I don't agree with that personally, but that's not what we're arguing.
Okay.
We're talking about people believing that Mexicans.
By the way, I just want to say I appreciate your talking to us. Genuinely, I do. We're live streaming.
It's people that are assuming that just because when they come to this country. That they turn into freeloaders.
Yeah, do you mind if this mentality? And you're live streaming to a lot of people. I just want to make it interesting for the audience, and I'm going to keep you there. What's your name, by the way?
I'm fine.
Okay, that's fine. Can you stand a little closer? Because the light, I mean, just don't hit each other or anything. But I just want to have the good lighting here.
No violence. I just don't want to hear people saying that.
Okay, we're going to come back to you.
Like that's crap.
She said her personal experience, though. I mean,
of one person that she's met.
And she was contradicting.
How are you going to typecast the whole group?
She didn't, though. She said her experience was, and I'll let you just repeat that, and I'm going to let you respond too.
I am 30 years self-employed, and over the years, I have watched it happen. I have talked to them personally, not one, dozens.
Wow, 12 people?
12
dozens. People?
So
wow, that's a lot.
Minimum dozens is minimum 24. And I was going to say, she did respond, and you may not have heard it.
Is 12.
No, she said dozens. Okay, so at least 24 we're talking about. You wanted to talk. Sorry.
I'm a second generation immigrant here. My parents.
From where is your family?
Russia. My parents grew up in the Soviet Union.
Okay, in Russia proper.
In Kiev, Ukraine.
Oh, Ukraine.
But
okay.
They consider themselves Russian. A lot of Ukrainians do.
Are you of Ukrainian Orthodox, Catholic, or Jewish background? Just out of curiosity.
Christian, actually. They had an underground church, and they participated in lots of underground things. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, no. I just want to know because, like, in Philadelphia, if you meet someone from Kiev, they're generally Jewish. I'm just trying to make it interesting and give as much information to the public. Sorry, not important here, but.
With speaking about immigration, most immigrants, he does have a point, are very hardworking people. Mm-hmm. I've seen it myself. A lot of my friends growing up here that have had parents that have been here for a while, they're able to support them, provide a lot of money for them. They didn't grow up dirt poor like my family did. We literally had a dirt kitchen. My mom would be down there in the rain, mud, boots on. We'd be standing on the staircase, leaning down, asking for breakfast.
What's up, Bill? Bill is the man who makes it happen. Say hi to Right Side Broadcasting. Oh, okay.
My wife's family immigrated here, and they are now successful business owners.
From where?
Postal workers. Like I don't understand why the focus is on the freeloaders. What about freeloading white Americans?
Oh, we gotta. Well, no one's gonna argue that there aren't some. She was talking about them, by the way,
so
too.
So why do we even have to focus on that? Like and build this
for some reason
and these devices?
It's
why do we have to be divisive?
Illegal immigration. See, we all pay taxes. We all pay income taxes. These are used to support schools. They're used to support public housing. They're used to support meal programs for impoverished communities. When you come here illegally, you don't pay the taxes for that. All you pay is sales tax. Your employer might take out a Medicare or Medicaid tax, but you're not paying between 15 and 25% of your income.
She's nodding agreement. I'm just trying.
But what I'm trying to say is that instead of focusing all this hate on these subgroups and focus all this like tension towards these subgroups, we should work to bring this human race that you guys keep talking about.
What specific things would you like to see done?
That just not being first moving the conversation.
Specifically?
Yes, just stop moving the conversation and focusing on these Mexicans that become freeloaders and realizing that our whole country came here illegally at one point. You know that. I mean, I won't say
not necessary.
I won't say for illegal. Okay.
What did we do to the native inhabitants? We killed them off. Exactly.
Well, first of all, can we agree on something? In most cases, it wasn't active killing. They were killed, but mostly in a way Hillary Clinton is very familiar with right now, bacteria or virus.
See, the thing is, though, they had their own
making
laws.
Fun of her for being sick?
I'm not. I'm saying it was most of the Native Americans were not actually slaughtered. Plenty of them were, but most of them died, especially along the Mississippi River.
The big problem is
due to us bringing disease.
Yeah. I mean, but
so all I'm trying to say is
it's not like the disease carriers wanted to be in that position.
All I'm trying to say is that we need to move this conversation away from divisive conversations and realize that people have a lot to contribute when they come here, and they're fleeing tyranny in their own country. And how can we be Christians and not?
I'm not a Christian.
Not embrace them. I'm not either. But I would assume that a lot of these people.
Yes, that would probably be a correct assumption.
He said make safe zones and put them in their
I'm sorry, can you just speak a little louder?
I said, what Trump says, build these safe zones in their own country, and I'm all for helping people, and I think we should, but the problem is, it's a Trojan horse, and they know we're
How's it a Trojan horse?
Oh, give me a break.
How?
Have you looked at Germany lately? They have been getting raped like crazy over there. And they're
You know why?
refugees.
You know why those refugees are there?
Because
our government went in there and invaded their country.
And
Hillary Clinton did, yes.
That's Hillary.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's Obama and Hillary.
It was George W. Bush.
In
Okay.
Syria.
Syria was not Bush. Iraq. Okay, thanks for talking to us, genuinely. All right, who wants to respond to any of that? We like our guys who keep the conversation. Now you got a long rebuttal.
Well, I was just going to say I never intended to pinpoint any particular nationality. I was simply saying that over the years I've watched as the group of 20 to 35 something has not wanted to work as hard as they used to. And it's been very, very difficult to get men that really are willing to put in the effort. They would rather not work at all.
I mean, in a lot of cases, it's white kids smoking pot and playing video games too. I think that was the point he was making. I mean, there is plenty of that too.
He jumped off on.
Oh yeah, he was a little bit out there. Okay, we're giving people all sorts of sights and sounds here from the Trump rally. That's one we've probably seen before, but everyone's enthusiastic here.
I think that he was contorting something that I was saying, and I employ whites, African Americans, Anglos, everybody. I employ everyone, as long as they want to do the work and they're honorable. And that's why I started to begin with that it's a moral issue. And I feel a slide. I see a slide in my own business and the schools that my children have gone through. I have 6, and I've raised the last 4 by myself. I never went to the government because I believe that I could handle it without going to the government. And I think that's part of what I'm talking about. It seems to be a more easy slide for people to get assistance when maybe they don't really need it.
So really, the issue, what you're saying, and I want to get the immigrant. What's your name, by the way? David. Adam. We're talking about national character. I mean, really, and I think that's something you were alluding to before.
See, if we're talking about public housing and abuse of that, I wasn't even speaking of that. As far as legal immigration goes, a lot of the expenses that are paid more so to support the children of illegal immigrants. So I know this is a really hot topic, it's difficult, but if someone's not paying into the programs that help support their children, if all they're paying is sales tax, it's a problem. I mean, I did the math at one point. I think about $11,000 a year is spent on a illegal immigrant household for support for children, education, feeding, these kinds of things, school programs. When I counted up all the math of how many illegal immigrants there are here, about 12 million, and I decided to do over the past 10 years, it came up to be about $1 trillion, a little bit over $1 trillion that's been spent on this.
Okay, I just want to interrupt. Joe, can you give me a text and make sure everything's fine with the broadcast? Someone back in Alabama, just shoot me a text and let me know everything's fine. I haven't heard from you guys for a while. Okay, go on, David.
The other thing about public housing programs is they're not really helping the people they're supposed to help. My family, they're on public housing. They had food stamp assistance. They had financial assistance. The thing that really saved us was when my dad decided to go off of it. My dad, he got a job at Tyco Electronics working out an assembly line. It didn't pay a lot of money, but it was enough to have him taken off of food stamps. And we ended up being poorer than we ever were before. Our house was falling in on itself. I remember some of my earliest memories at 6 years old. I was helping carry 2x4s and cinder blocks to rebuild it. Our kitchen had a dirt floor. I mean, when it would rain, it would flood the floor. My mom would be down there in rain boots. Even though this was a really difficult existence, my dad managed to survive companies moving overseas, and he even managed to grow in the company. Now he does tests on the various electronics that go through. And we're making enough money to buy a new house, to buy cars, to be able to provide for ourselves. It's not government assistance that's going to help people. It's jobs that are going to help people. It's being able to have a good income.
David, and let me just remind the audience who didn't hear a few minutes ago, David's family is legal immigrants from Ukraine, Kiev. And you seem to have a lot of fans in the chat room. Do you have a Twitter handle or anything? Okay. So if people want to get in touch with you, oh well, come to the rally.
Facebook maybe.
Do you want to give a last name?
VARLAMOV, Varlamov.
Varlamov.
First name David.
And you're in Asheville? Okay,
Born and
David.
raised.
Nice talking to you today. Thank you. Mary, anything else you want to add before I go on to some other people?
No, I just wanted to thank you again for being honorable and telling it like it is, showing the movement for what it really is, and not masking it or pretending it's something that it's not. And everybody that I've met here, as I said earlier, they come from all walks of life. We are not a deplorable group of humans. We are honorable people.
Yes.
And we just want to return to the goodness that America is.
Mary, thank you so much for talking to us, and thank you for your contribution, for giving me that check when I walked by you to RSBN. We really appreciate people like you. I'm going to just talk to a few more people in line before you guys are going in soon. Anyone want to talk to Right Side Broadcasting Network before you go in?
Oh, I love Right Side Broadcasting.
Well, here I am.
Hi, Right Side Broadcasting. I'm Karen Fitzgerald. I'm the best Trump supporter in all of Asheville.
You might get some argument from some of the others here.
I am on board. I've been on board since Trump came down the escalator on June 16th of last year to tell us what he was doing, what his plan was for our country. I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever seen anybody more passionate about America and the hopes that he gives me hope. Trump gives me hope for America. Just, we're so far from where we were not that long ago, and I feel like with him we have hope. We can fix what is wrong with our country with help. I think we all have to chip in. I don't think anybody should sit on or rest on their laurels and say, well, let's elect Donald Trump and everything's going to be fine. I think we all need to pick up our tools, whether they're spiritual tools, whatever you have, whatever you can possibly do to get America back on track, because we have just fallen so far.
Yeah, picking up on one thing you said, I wasn't as close to it in 2008 and 2012. I wasn't going and live streaming from every event. But it seems like there's just so much more passion for Trump collectively. I know there are some detractors than there was for McCain and for Romney. And I don't know if you had any strong feelings during that election, but what was it about Trump that made you say, this is the guy?
Well, it's funny. I was very strongly for Romney. I was devastated that he did not win that election. McCain was tough for me. I just couldn't buy into McCain. I did support him, but I couldn't really. Something didn't register. Something didn't click with me. I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him as much as I did Romney, and I feel sad to learn all I have about Romney in this past.
He really disappointed you.
He has been a huge disappointment. I am not a Romney fan at all anymore, but I was. Trump, I totally believe this man. I love watching him.
He's certainly entertaining.
He is
and engaging.
But I have no TV. I don't go to movies unless they're really specific movies that I know. I don't like entertainers. The fact that Trump is an entertainer has nothing to do with why I like Trump. I like Trump because he can show me results. He can show me results every day of the week on how he can do the job that he is trying to do for our country. He's a great American.
Let me ask you a question, because you're so articulate and well-spoken. Trump has not been the presidential candidate most in the news the last 2 days.
No.
What do you think about all the bits and pieces we're learning? The story seems to always be changing about Hillary's health.
I think that Hillary has huge health issues. I think she has a lot of issues, period.
I almost sense that the lies are coming back to bite her because she was so dishonest about it now. It's almost hard for her to just say whatever it is she really has now that it's obvious.
I wouldn't believe a word that came out of her mouth. I would never believe what she's... If you've done any homework in the past, just this election cycle, I feel like I remember walking down Fifth Avenue roughly 30 years ago with a good female friend of mine who was quite a bit older than me. She's like my mom's age, asking me if I thought Hillary would ever run for president. And I said, if she does, we better be careful because there's nothing that woman won't do to become president. That was 30 years ago. I have never been a fan of Hillary Clinton. I can tell pretty quickly with her that what she is, and I don't like what she is. She does not represent this woman. She does not represent this country. She doesn't even care about this country.
Right.
Her running for president has nothing
Well, she
to
said
do with
deplorables.
America.
She called a significant part of the population deplorables.
Exactly.
Who does that?
Exactly.
In fact, I want to ask people here. I'm going to just bring the... Who has any thoughts about Hillary calling you all deplorables, or a lot of you? Who wants to talk to Right Side Broadcasting Network? This deplorable man. Thank you, by the way.
At least we're not deportable. At least we're not liars.
Yeah. And you said you're not deportable?
At least we're not deportable.
Network that we have access to
hard-working people. We're not deplorable. We love the United States of America. We just want it done right. We're tired of the conspiracies, the lies, everything that's going on in the United States. We're done. We've had enough.
Thank you. All right, who else has some feelings about being referred to as deplorable? This man who served this country, did you deplorably serve your country in a way that Chelsea Clinton never did?
That's true.
What do you think of Hillary's latest statements, though it's been out of the news because of her health, I guess?
I guess when you're in that condition, you never know,
Right.
you never know what you're going to say.
Yeah, who knows what medications she was on. That's true, I hadn't even thought of that. Maybe she does have an excuse.
How do you feel about undocumented pharmacists, drug users, drug pushers?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean Hillary?
Can you pair undocumented illegal aliens to undocumented pharmacists, the drug dealers?
Yeah.
Same difference.
I don't even know what cocktail that woman is having right now. I mean, that's the reality here. All right. Thank you all for talking to me, and thank you in particular for your service. Adam Taxon, Right Side Broadcasting Network. Thank you.
I've got goosebumps and I've been...
Thank you. Well, I wouldn't have goosebumps because it's hot out here, and I'm not famous. But I want to talk to some more deplorable people. We haven't even gotten to that yet, and I think we're on to something. All right, who here is deplorable? All right, I'd like to talk to someone deplorable. Come on over here, you deplorable individual. We got deplorable and uneducated here. All right.
We know how to spell.
Well, you're really getting your grammar correct for someone who's that uneducated. All right, Mr. Deplorable, come on over here. They'll save your place in line. And you're deplorable enough that you would cut in line anyhow. I'm sure plenty of Hillary supporters do.
But I'm not a racist. That's one thing. Are you with RSBN?
I'm with RSBN, yes.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's up? Are you deplorable?
Absolutely.
All right, will you join this other deplorable gentleman? We're going to talk about what it's like to be deplorable here.
Yeah. We're deplorable ones. Deplorable because Hillary said we were. Yeah. Yeah. Hillary can't be wrong. It's not bound to be. Right. Yeah. I like apples too.
Yeah, okay. What deplorable things do you think Hillary would mind most about you? Is it your work ethic? Is it like your commitment to the country? Maybe you served in the military?
Yeah, we want to be on the 12 on the jury. 4 years in the United States Air Force, air traffic control tower operator.
Uh-huh.
I guess I'm deplorable because I really don't like Democrats. That makes me deplorable. I worked 33 years in textiles, in management 25 of those years. 14 years I worked with Coca-Cola, I retired. So I worked all my life and paid taxes. I even worked when I was 5 years old doing something.
That's deplorable.
Right. And now, if I hadn't done all that, and they were giving me something, then she'd love me.
Right, of course.
There you go.
So do you want to apologize to Hillary Clinton?
Absolutely.
All right. Have a nice Make America Deplorable again.
Good seeing you.
I got two deplorable ladies here. What makes you deplorable?
Well, I work full time. I go to college. I'm not really deplorable.
Oh, I'm sure Hillary would think that is.
Oh, I'm
you don't collect welfare?
No.
Some
no
other
welfare.
things that would make
I'm
you
not
an ideal
racist.
Democrat?
No, I'm not racist. I'm not sexist.
You work for a big bank.
No, I work for an adult care home. We take care of the elderly. So.
Do you have a child who paid $30,000 to be able to ask Hillary a question?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said that there was some fundraiser with banksters out in Long Island where if I think you gave $3,000, your child could ask Hillary a question.
Oh, wow. No, I wouldn't pay a penny.
All right, I'm going to go talk to some more deplorable people. Thank you. Have a deplorable time. All right, who here is deplorable? Who would like to have a deplorable conversation with me? Lock her up. You're wearing the racist. Okay, you? No, your hair is pretty deplorably awesome. All right, tell us about what it's like to be a deplorable supporter of Trump.
Oh, it's just terrible. It's just so horrible.
What do you all think about how hard you inevitably work while Hillary is making her money in less than honest ways?
Lock her up. Lock her up. Yeah, lock her up. Hillary for president.
25 years ago.
What was your reaction to her medical situation yesterday, which they've changed the story about 5 times on? Now it's pneumonia, I think, or that was this morning.
Actually, that one I'm kind of uncertain about. I don't know the story.
It appears to me that she has Parkinson's disease because one of the things that Parkinson's disease does is it affects your muscles in your larynx. And those people die from aspiration in their lungs, and they get pneumonia that way. It might be how she got pneumonia.
Interesting.
I don't think she has pneumonia at all. I think it's just a bunch of bullcrap. She probably pretended to faint because not only was it the anniversary of 9/11, but it was also the anniversary of the attack in Benghazi.
Yes, I like to point that out. And, you know, I think God does have a sense of humor sometimes.
She's made excuses. She's made excuses for the... I'm kind of uncertain about because I don't know the story.
It appears to me that she has Parkinson's disease because one of the things that Parkinson's disease does is it affects your muscles in your larynx, and those people die from aspiration in their lungs, and they get pneumonia that way. It might be how she got pneumonia.
Interesting.
I don't think she has pneumonia at all. I think it's just a bunch of bullcrap. She probably pretended to faint because not only was it the anniversary of 9/11, but it was also the anniversary of the attack in Benghazi.
Yes, I like to point that out. And, you know, I think God does have a sense of humor sometimes.
She's made excuses. She's made excuses for the terrorists of both terrorist attacks. That's the anniversary of that day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. All right, should we talk to protesters? This is a pain. Trump yet? I'm going to get the protesters here. The Trump train. I guess I can cross this way. Nice win for the Raiders yesterday. All right. Veterans against Trump. Okay, can we get a better view of that? In Asheville, love Trump's hate. Let me just get a close-up of that. I always like doing this. Love Trump. Okay, walk the walk. We got a member of the media covering it. We got another member. Stop bigotry. Too small a font. All right, who wants to give more than a soundbite? You already were on. No, we got you already. Okay, veterans against Trump. Okay, you don't have to speak quickly. I'll give you some time here. You served on the USS Louisville, I guess?
Yes, sir.
In combat or?
No, not in combat.
Okay. Tell us why you are against Trump.
I'm here to show that Trump is unfit to serve as our commander-in-chief. He has proven that he is so thin-skinned he can't even take jokes about his hands. What do you think that man is going to do with his hand on the nuclear button?
Okay, can we see your hands just in front?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a little small, but it's okay.
I actually would have said they're very medium-sized. Okay. Probably very proportional. You're about, what, 5'7", 5'8"? Yeah, I'd say that's proportional. But anyhow, So you think Trump is unfit because, besides small hands, is not what your main argument is?
No, but I mean, he doesn't have the temperament.
Okay.
And you know, he flip flops on his decision. He says he was against the war in Iraq, but he said it's been proven that he was for it. I mean, this guy.
What? Let me ask you a question. I take it you support Hillary. I don't know who you supported in the Democrat primary.
Well, I voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary.
Would you say most of the people here, if you know them, supported Bernie or Hillary?
I do.
Bernie.
Bernie town. But I support Hillary now. Bernie threw his support behind her, and Hillary, you know, she's made some mistakes, but she's admitted that, and she wants us to grow together as a people and not have it be divided.
What do you like most in terms of her accomplishments? If you had to say her top 3 accomplishments, what would they be during her career in public life? I can come back to you on that one.
Yeah, you have to come back to me on that one.
Okay. Top 1, top 2, anything she's accomplished that has been really good?
I don't know, her foundation, the Clinton Foundation's done a lot for...
Do you like what they did in Haiti, for example? Okay. What, if in terms of her, you've obviously followed the news in the last 48 hours?
Yes.
I mean, your guess is as good as anyone's. We don't expect you to be the expert. We don't expect anyone to be here to be the expert. We don't expect them to be the expert. But just subjectively, who has an opinion on what the hell is going on there? Stressed out? You think she's merely stressed out?
They said pneumonia.
Pneumonia? What?
Hers is reversible.
Hers is reversible.
Yeah, he has psychological problems.
Which psychological, more specifically, which psychological? And no, I'll do that. I'll do the work here.
You can make a mention of
okay.
That. I mean, he goes.
I got it. You don't have to look. I'll do it without you having to put any effort into it.
He basically was dismissed out of his early schooling. Then he went into a military academy because of discipline problems.
Can you speak just a little louder?
Then he went to military academy because he has discipline problems. And then after going to the military academy, he went to Fordham University for 2 years. Wasn't outstanding there. His parents got him into the University of Pennsylvania by having an individual recruiter that was their friend interviewing him. And then at the University of Pennsylvania, nobody knows him. I went to the University of Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What year were you there?
I was there 4 years later than he was. 4 years earlier.
Wait, class of 64?
1960 to 64.
Did you know Richard Taxon?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's my dad. Whoa!
That's ruining the interview. I mean, not well.
I mean, that's not. You know who my dad is? That's weird. Can we say your name? No, Donald Trump. Yeah, he's been hiding me. Donald Trump's my dad. I'm black sheep, like Eric and the other ones.
We have a number of University of Pennsylvania grads here.
Whoa!
And no one knows him.
Are you from Philly?
No, I have a lot of relatives who live in Philly.
Oh wow!
But we lived in Princeton before we moved down.
Wow, you really knew him? You weren't in pre-med, were you?
I'm a physician.
Oh, you're a doctor too? Wow! Dad, can you say your name and see if he remembers?
Barry Friedlander.
Barry Friedlander. Oh, you're a member of the tribe too. Okay, this is getting a little esoteric for the thousands of people watching. All right, I'm back to you. No, you don't know my dad. Come on. He went to college with my dad. That's why. Anything you want to add at this point?
No.
All right. What else do I have? Trump, come to the brighter side. I came to the brighter side of the street here, but I mean, that may have more to do with the sun.
The intelligence, the love, the peace, the understanding.
Let me get no hate in our state. And what's cool about that hat is you can go into another state and you can wear that one too. Like, I mean, you can just go over to his rally in Pennsylvania tomorrow. Maybe in Virginia and Kentucky and Pennsylvania it's more of a commonwealth, but that wouldn't fit on there. What's your message? Okay, take your hate out of my state, Mr. Trump. What hateful things do you mind most about Trump?
Well, how do I pick one? I hate the way that he makes fun of people with disabilities. I hate the way that he speaks of people who weren't born here. I hate the way that he speaks.
Well, what about Melania, though? She wasn't born here. Isn't there more people who are illegal?
Doesn't he? He just wants to kick all the rest of his married out.
You want to get in something here. You're giving me that look.
I just think that the way that he treats everyone that doesn't agree with him is not okay. There has to be multiple sides to an issue. He wants to build a wall that he says someone else is pushing.
Right.
It's proven that it's not.
If you may be atheist, so that's fine, but are you doing any special prayers for Hillary? Or are you not even concerned about her health?
No, she's fine. She has pneumonia. She'll be all right.
You think she's fine? Okay. All right.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, which is what he
Are you Hillary fans, or were you for Bernie? Or
I was for Bernie, but I'm more than excited to vote for Hillary now.
what are your favorite accomplishments of hers?
She's put in a lifetime of service. She's worked for her country, whether you agree with it or not.
Specific accomplishments that you like her. We always like
Childhood
that.
health care.
Childhood health care.
She has. She was first against gay marriage, but she came around on the issue. Shows she can change her mind.
Gay marriage, okay.
She also is working hard for more legal protections for gays and lesbians.
Okay, that's a big issue down here.
Responsible immigration reform. You know, you have to have compassion and logic when dealing with it. There's no building a wall that someone else is going to pay for.
Well, you've been giving me a few. Anything related to Secretary of State that you want to mention, or you already gave me a laundry list. So.
Well, I think she had a large task after Bush left, because we were hated around the world pretty much. And Obama's approval ratings are kind of tied to hers.
Okay.
So his are up all across the world, except for Russia, which is big Trump supporters there.
Yeah.
Putin and Trump.
Did you like when she gave them that big button that looked like it came from Spencer Gifts? Or did you think that was a little weird?
Well, you know, everybody does some weird things. I'm not exactly sure, but... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Thanks for talking to us today. Go away, build a wall around New York City. All right. Trump, Niet. Trump and Putin BFF. Is that, you're not homophobic, are you?
No, not at all. Not at all. If this were actually true, I probably would feel better.
Okay, Trump, Niet. There's a certain Russian team, even though the weather is not Russia-like here today. Now, would you like to see the U.S. go to war with Russia and finally kick their ass?
No.
No?
No. There's way too many other ways.
Excuse me, can you stop drumming just for a minute? We're on live stream. Thanks, bro. Okay. No, I know he is. I'm just saying.
Country. I like his music.
Truth be told, I think his drumming's pretty good. I just want people to be able to hear him. Drum is technical skills perfectly fine.
It is.
I just want to be able to hear this woman. Sorry.
Okay. No, Russia and war.
War, period.
Well, you know, and I understand everybody has kind of a thing against Hillary as far as being an aggressive type hot. However, she knows, we know, that there is...
Well, that's certainly a factor in Russia.
Absolutely deteriorated in how?
I mean, just
apparently,
answer it
Mr.
however
Trump
you like.
thinks that it's a very strong country with a very strong leader. However, it is a dictatorship.
Right.
Strong for who? Strong for Putin and the oligarchs? Probably. Strong for the people who live there? No. I mean, journalists like yourself,
Right.
they're being murdered.
Mm-hmm.
He was responsible for shooting down Malaysia jet over Ukraine. No. I mean...
Yeah, I think you mean.
Yeah,
You got it.
absolutely.
Yeah, he worked hard on
I
that
know.
thing.
We did not arrange this at
Okay.
all.
That's a common theme. Do you have any thoughts about... Oh, sorry. She's popular.
Oh, God.
Do you have any thoughts about the dictatorships in the Middle East along the similar lines with Russia and the candidates on there? I'm sure you're not happy with anyone in that regard.
With Syria in particular, with Bashar al-Assad, no. But who is promoting, who is behind Bashar al-Assad? Putin.
You like him. Any thoughts on Hillary?
However, it is a dictatorship.
Right.
Strong for who? Strong for Putin and the oligarchs? Probably. Strong for the people who live there? No. I mean, journalists like yourself,
Right.
they're being murdered.
Mm-hmm.
He was responsible for shooting down Malaysia jet over Ukraine. No. I mean...
Yeah, I think you mean.
Yeah,
You got it.
absolutely.
He worked hard on
I
that
know.
thing.
We did not arrange this at
Okay.
all.
That's a common theme. Do you have any thoughts about... Oh, sorry. No, you got it. She's popular.
Oh, God.
Do you have any thoughts about the dictatorships in the Middle East along the similar lines with Russia and the candidates on there? I'm sure you're not happy with anyone in that regard.
With Syria in particular, with Bashar al-Assad, no. But who is promoting, who is behind Bashar al-Assad? Putin.
You like him. Any thoughts on Hillary? Any thoughts on being referred to as deplorable? Deplorable, being referred to as deplorable. All right. This is a drummer. I'm going to just... You want to do a solo? 4,000 people.
Who knows?
You want to talk about the death of Lemmy?
Lemmy will never die.
Uh-huh.
Of course. His body's dead. Spirit's in it. I'm representing.
Okay.
Of course.
You want to do like a song that like a bunch of audience who isn't particularly sophisticated will recognize, like, I don't know, Wipeout or not Wipeout. Can you play? Yeah. Thank you. That was awesome. All right, he played Wipeout for us. The silent majority stands with Trump. Okay, dump Trump. Okay, we already talked to these people. All right, let's get back to the deplorable crowd. Let's go to the other side of the street. Trump, no clue, no way. That guy, does he look like a typical protester or what? Let's get a close-up. Say hi. What's up? Okay. You're deplorable, Hillary Clinton says. How do you respond?
I want to be one of the deplorables.
Okay.
in the basket.
I forgot the basket part.
That's right.
Deplorables in a bit. That's an interesting metaphor, by the way.
What are we talking to?
Right Side Broadcasting Network,
Right
Trump's
Side
favorite.
Broadcasting.
Trump's favorite.
Well,
absolutely.
Hillary doesn't have a clue. She was born yesterday, the way she talks, and her ideas and her attitudes are only part of a liberal, democratic society that wants to give everything away. She needs to be in prison. That's where she belongs, breaking rocks like the rest of the people that give away secrets to this country.
What do you think about the details? And Rush Limbaugh really did a great description and summary of it on Thursday or Friday last week about just how extensive the effort was to destroy data. It wasn't deleting data, it was destroying data, like with bleaching. I mean, after the subpoena.
Oh yeah. She ignored the subpoena, and the FBI and the people and the court process that subpoenaed her allowed her to get away with it. If you would have done that, if I would have done that, if any other ordinary individual would have done that as a citizen in this country, they would have had him in jail.
Well, you served, and you two may have also. What do you think when you hear about the people who just mention something loosely, maybe over drinks, to their girlfriend and go to jail for revealing confidential information?
There's a poor sailor that took some pictures of a submarine that he was on a few years ago that they found on his phone that they ended up putting him in jail. And this woman has destroyed evidence after Congress has already subpoenaed it. Destruction of evidence is already a crime by itself. And then she gets in front of Congress and lies, not only to them, but to us too. And that, she should be going to jail, just like this gentleman said. She should be going to jail for all of that. But for some reason, she keeps getting a pass. My wife and I are both retired policemen, and this, as well as I'm retired from the military. And this is just phenomenal to us how this is going on in this country.
What amazes me is the general Democratic public that allows her this pass. They say, well, she didn't know. She's the Secretary of State. If she didn't know what it was, if she doesn't have the judgment necessary to make up to her mind to say this is secret, she shouldn't have been where she was to start with. She doesn't deserve anything that she is other than a prison sentence.
Absolutely.
What do you think of, let me ask you one more question, the way she essentially ran the State Department as a pay-to-play scheme, which enriching her?
That's all she is. Pay for hire. That's all she is. Take a look at the foundation. $2 billion of foreign funds in there. Where does that come from, and what is her explanation for that? She's been bought off and bought and paid for. You know what?
You have another Democratic senator, congressman rather, that's going to jail, or I'm sorry, not going to jail, going to trial down in Jacksonville, Florida. Corinne Brown, she got arrested.
Oh, really?
Essentially the same thing.
Corinne Brown got arrested?
Yeah, she got indicted for 22 counts of fraud.
They really go after the Black Caucus people. Like, I'm from Philly, and they got Chaka Fattah, too, for something much more mild.
Corinne's been crooked just as much as Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. No, not as much as Hillary Clinton. I mean, if you look at the numbers. Come on.
But Hillary's getting a pass, and Corinne's going to jail. And I'm not saying Corinne don't deserve it.
No kidding. Have you ever seen the Go Gatas thing on YouTube? GOGATAS, where they have the subtitles in her?
Yeah.
Like, hilarious. I'm just telling people back watching this right now, after this is done, Google on YouTube Go Gatas, GATAS. It's hilarious. It doesn't mean she's corrupt. It doesn't mean she's not corrupt. It means her command of the English language probably is less than ideal. But sorry, I have to put that out whenever you mention Gilgate. It's like Hank Johnson and whether Guam will tip over, or Sheila Jackson Lee and the things on, and whether we planted the flag on Mars. So all right, I didn't mean to go all Black Caucus on you, but people want to see that.
But I mean, here you got a congressman down in Jacksonville, Florida, being indicted for the same kind of activity that Hillary Clinton's been conducting with her foundation, and absolutely, she should be taking the same punishment.
And she probably destroyed 13 fewer blackberries with hammers than she did.
So.
I don't know if she used the bleach other than in her wash.
What I don't understand is how the court system, regardless of who's in office, can allow that. The court system is blatantly biased and has abdicated their responsibilities as keepers of the law. They need to seriously question their attitudes in life.
You know, I gotta say, you know, we were talking about a few black congressmen who've been indicted, and one just came to mind. I gotta wonder what he thinks. Jesse Jackson Jr. I mean, this was for a $50,000 Rolex watch. I know the guy's a little mentally ill, but my God, what must he be thinking when he sees Hillary get off?
Absolutely.
And he really is. This whole thing was to put the blame on Comey. The FBI does not generally give speeches about why they are not indicting someone. These guys would make good cheerleaders. You guys Panthers fans? Carolina Panthers. What happened on Thursday night? Sorry. I keep getting distracted. I got to show people the sights and sounds.
Do the whole thing. That's right.
Back to guys who are making a coherent comment.
Comey shredded their responsibility.
Rolex watch. I know the guy's a little mentally ill, but my God, what must he be thinking when he sees Hillary get off?
Absolutely.
And he really is. This whole thing was to put the blame on Comey. The FBI does not generally give speeches about why they are not indicting someone. These guys would make good cheerleaders. You guys Panthers fans? Carolina Panthers. What happened on Thursday night? Sorry. I keep getting distracted. I got to show people the sights and sounds.
Do the whole thing. That's right.
Back to guys who are making a coherent comment.
Comey's trying to get off with the idea that I am the director of the FBI. I don't recommend prosecutions. And then the Justice Department says, well, the FBI didn't say anything about it. So
that a prosecutor won't be able to get a conviction on it. That's the prosecutor's job. Loretta Lynch let him take that fall, and they, like he says, they let Comey take the fall for this whole thing. That decision should have been on Loretta Lynch, and that's.
Hey, Comey's a white male. You know, you can blame him.
I don't know if that was the problem. The problem was it's all politics. That's all it's about. It's protecting the brand, protecting the Democratic brand, and not letting.
Oh no, I'm still talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm just getting a different view.
Yeah, they're just a huge machine that needs to be derailed.
Absolutely.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, yesterday, 9/11/16, God was having a sense of humor with what happened with Hillary at the 9/11 memorial?
I think it's.
Your Trump for president shirts here.
Tell the media that black is in the building.
Wait.
They let Comey take the fall for this whole thing. That decision should have been on Loretta Lynch, and that's.
Hey, Comey's a white male. You know, you can blame him.
I don't know if that was the problem. The problem was it's all politics. That's all it's about. It's protecting the brand, protecting the Democratic brand, and not letting.
Oh no, I'm still talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm just getting a different view.
Yeah, they're just a huge machine that needs to be derailed.
Absolutely.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, yesterday, 9/11/16, God was having a sense of humor with what happened with Hillary at the 9/11 memorial?
I think it's.
Get your Trump for president shirts here.
Tell the media that black is in the building.
Wait.
Black is in the building. We're in the building. And we're trumping it out all the way.
Find the most deplorable of the deplorable. And I think this trio must no longer relevant document.
Absolutely not.
But Barbara Streisand thinks it is.
Barbara Streisand.
That's why she's moving to Canada. Go, Barbara!
She's a singer. Can't say that she's not a
She is an actress too.
Well, yes, but she
kind of loudmouth.
She made her position as a singer, but.
She overdoes it. She really overdoes it. I mean, I like that song she did with Donna Summer and Enough is enough. Deplorable. And I think this trio.
Barbara! She's a singer. Can't say that she's not a
She is an actress too.
Well,
technically
yes,
speaking.
she
Kind of loudmouth.
She made her position as a singer, but
she overdoes it. She really overdoes it. I mean, I like that. Yeah, you like us. You're going to want to talk to us. Hold on. Hold on. Adam Taxon toward the back of the line with 3 women. Yeah, you like us. You're going to want to talk to us. Hold on. Hold on. Adam Taxon toward the back of the line with 3 women who look, teenagers I guess, who look pretty deplorable to me. What do you think about Hillary Clinton calling so many of Trump's supporters deplorable?
I think that when people just make generalizations about Trump supporters, that they're really uneducated and they don't really know what they're talking about.
Even when they're Hillary Clinton? Because isn't she the smartest woman in the world?
I do not think that Hillary Clinton is.
Okay, folks, it obviously looks like we're having some issues with the bandwidth. It always gets this way as the crowd begins to fill up because we're streaming off of cell towers, and the more people that we get there, the more people that are on the phone and the less bandwidth that is available to us. So I'm going to try one more time to get a hold of Adam and see if we can restart this. If not, then we're going to go ahead and sign off and go ahead and yeah, so just give me 1 second to try to reestablish communication with Adam.
Clinton calling so many of Trump supporters deplorable?
I think that when people just make generalizations about Trump supporters, that they're really uneducated and they don't really know what they're talking about.
Even when they're Hillary Clinton? Because isn't she the smartest woman in the world?
I do not think that Hillary Clinton is.
Okay, everybody, we're going to go ahead and end the stream now. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to reestablish an uplink with Adam, so we're going to go ahead and end the stream. Remind you, tune in tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern Time for the rally in Asheville, and it'll be our cameras there. Hopefully it'll be a lot better than last time when our cameras were there. And we'll also be in Pennsylvania tomorrow, Aston, Pennsylvania, tomorrow evening. So make sure and tune in for that. Hope you enjoyed what we could bring you today on the pregame coverage. See you tonight.